Wanted to show you today about how to calculate the APR on a loan. So we're going to have several steps to this, but just to get you started on testing out my whiteboard, we'll get you a few things here. So as you know, there's several different factors in calculating a payment. So we've got the PV, or the loan amount. We have the interest, or IY, okay? And then we have the term, term. And then finally, what everybody really wants to know is the payment, or PMT, okay? And now if you remember back to probably 7th grade math, and I don't remember if it's the distributive principle or whatever, I'm gonna have my assistant find out which 7th grade math principle this is, so we can let you know about it. So what we can do is if we have 3 of these, we can solve for the 4th. So let's just go here. We've got typically a 360-month term. Let's just put the interest rate here at 4.5%. Principal value, we'll use a $200,000 loan, all right? And so then we can go into our fancy calculator, which I'll show you on another screen, how to calculate this payment. We're going to solve for Y. Okay, let's go ahead and fill in the calculator. I've got 200,000 already in there. That's going to go into PV, or our loan amount. Then we got the 4.5% interest rate. We're just going to click that into interest per year. And then we're going to do 360, which is 30 years, 12 payments per year. Now what we want to do is we want to solve for the payment. We're just going to click the payment. We're not going to put anything in there, and that will solve for that number there. So we've got $1,013 per month. And so there's your first calculation. Now you may be wondering, why am I talking about calculating a mortgage payment right now when you said that I said earlier I was going to calculate an APR. So what we're really going to try to figure out here is a new interest rate, which will be the APR, annual percentage rate. So let's use our same example here and look at what we've got as constants. And I'm just going to say, for the purposes of this exercise, that our payment here is $1,000, which it is not, but it'll work for easy math here. All right, so when we calculate this, the payment is actually going to stay the same when we're calculating for our APR. The term is going to stay the same, right? And then we got to figure out these 2 blocks here. So number 1, really to find out APR, this is the number we're looking for, okay? But the variable for APR is actually going to be our PV. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our loan, and you've got all those APR fees, and we're going to subtract those from our PV here. So we'll use a simple example. We got $200,000, and then we've got those APR fees. So let's just say we got a closing fee, $250, closing, okay? And then let's say we've got interim interest, which is missed by a lot of folks, of $250, okay? And then we've got the lender fees of, let's just say, $1,000, okay? And then what else do we have in the APR fees? Let's just use this for an example right now. So now we've got $1,500 worth of APR fees. So then what we're going to do is we're going to subtract the $1,500 from the $200,000, and we're going to be at $198,500. And we're going to put this into our calculation here, $198,500, and then solve for IY. We'll jump over to the other screen to show you the calculation there. All right, let's do the next calculation where we've got the APR. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that number to $198,500. Put that into PV, and what are we solving for on this one? Payment stays constant, N stays constant. We're going to solve for the interest per year. And there it is, slightly higher. But I'll guarantee you one thing, is if this stays constant, and this goes down, what's going to happen to this? It's going to go up, and that's going to increase our APR. So there's your basic APR calculation. Here's the one that stumps a lot of folks that they're not watching out for, and where I see a lot of problems with people quoting incorrect and illegal APR fees. So we got this simple stuff here, right? Now how about if you have MI on the loan, okay? So if you've looked at mortgage insurance, depending on the term and how long that mortgage insurance is on there, we need to calculate what that total cost of the mortgage insurance is for the life of the loan. So let's just say we're paying, $100 a month for the first year, so that's $1,200, and we're paying $90 a month for the second year, and we'll just say that's $1,100, and we go down, and at the end of this term, we've got $10,000 in mortgage insurance cost. Then we've got to take this number, bring it over to here. Now we're at 188,500. This number here has to come up into here for calculating our APR. So again, we'd be solving using the exact same equation from before. And then we'd have 188,500. We'll go over to the calculator to do this calculation. All right, in our final calculation, we're going to calculate for that APR, again, the IY, and we're going to calculate that with the 188,500 amount to account for the cost of the mortgage insurance over the life of the loan. And what you're going to see is we're going to have a substantial difference here on the interest per year, or in this case, it'll be our APR. And there we are, we jumped up to 5.01. So there you have it. What we've done is we've solved for the payment and for the APR. This is going to be up a lot more than where we started. So there's your simple APR calculations. If you have any questions on these calculations or just want some more help, feel free to reach out to me on my email or through a phone call. Look forward to helping you.